Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Cyclist Tactics. We're on episode number 19. We currently sit 31st in the overall team standings. Out of 44 teams is pretty good considering where we were at, and of course, coming off our very first race victory. Feels good to be wrapping the season up this way, and we have achieved our objective. Of course, we're still a young, growing, developing team, so expectations are quite low. But getting that first victory under our belt is nice. It's really nice to have that. So let's take a look at what our final race is going to be, and let's get into it. We're bringing our 4 best riders to this one, so that's good news. There's only one climb, one descent, and the rest of it is flat. There is a slight hill after the descent, but I think all or most riders should be bypassing that. We do have a small handful of technical sections for this one, but there's also 3 stages to get through. Stage 2, a couple little hills, and stage 3, one decisive hill, one moderate hill, and then a couple short, easy, bypassable type hills on the run into the end. So what can we do for this one? There's 7 teams that are going to be here, it looks like. Could be interesting. We'll see. Interesting setup for this one. Out of the 7 teams, we are in 6th in terms of the rankings, and we are just ahead of that last one. So tough matchup, but the highest ranked is only 20th, so it's not that far over our heads, but every single team showing up with the requisite 4 riders. And then looking at the profiles of those that are here, it's not overwhelming. I mean, there is a single level 8, there's a few level 7s to watch out for. We do have Howard. I'm looking at one level 2 climber, and then a rider very much in Medvedev, like what we have in Ortega with the uphill and downhill attributes. But he's a level 7 where we're a level 5, so he'll have a little advantage there. But then after that, for the overall, for the GC, I don't worry too much. This first stage, though, could be tricky, as I definitely don't think it's going to come down to just a simple sprint at the end. Howard just making the list of favorites. We'll see how we can do. And we join in on this first stage with everything going flat out. They have been absolutely flat out from the start with almost maximum moves throughout, and we are already coming up on that first climb. Now you better believe we're going to be right here and then attack that climb, and I would assume from there they're going to get most of the way over the top, but maybe not entirely, so there could be a split. We have our first 2 riders already getting broken off the back on this one, and yeah, it's intense. Being in the back is the right place. Being P3 is saving a ton of energy, and even then it's still using a little bit of attack energy from just about all of them thus far, and I'm worried about being in the back with this climb coming, but I expect a big move, and I expect that we'll just be able to go, I hope, or at least we'll be able to quickly make up some ground using up like Campbell and my character after, or Howard after, to bring it back. I'm going to take a little risk here because I think we're in for something intense, and conserving is going to be good. Alright, just in case, I'm going to start bringing Howard forward, or Campbell forward, but I'm going to leave the others in the back, just so we have at least a little chance to respond. Okay, not everybody able to make the jump, but you can see that we are pretty much over. And it looks like we will be able to get up to here. We can't join those 5. Unless your name is Howard. And Howard, I don't want to go 5'8" and lower his attack energy. Let's go 5'4". Let's join the main group. Yeah, that's 20. Now chasing 5 and only 2 nodes behind. I think we'll be able to catch them pretty well. No more back group. This is suddenly just a chase group. Let's get Campbell up to the front to help, and then everybody else right in the back. Chasing down 5 riders. I think we're going to catch them. 25 left in contention, and there you have it. But this does put everyone right to the back, which I think with a finish not that far away, we're going to need to come forward soon. But not this turn. Let's wait 1 turn, and then we'll start coming forward. We still have a little ways to go yet. No surprise that we continue on with the hill. use the full extent of the descent before we then bypass the short little uphill swing. Fly right through that, but now we can bring everybody forward for the finish. Woohoo, hello, almost missed that. So 7 are going to get dropped off the back here. We do want to go with this move. This is an obvious one to follow, and good thing it's not going to cost us anything. And luckily everybody can go with it. I'm running a little low on attack energy, but for now we're okay. And that is now 18 in contention with everybody falling off a bit. And we're also almost to the finish. I mean, it's just right there. So let's go ahead and bring everybody forward for the final bit. Oh, another split. We see yet another split. Campbell's able to go with it. Howard able to go with it, but that one hurts. I cannot follow, really? That's going to use at least 2 attack energy for me to get there, huh? It's more than the 8 that I can muster. That's 6 already right there, so I can understand why I am getting dropped. Everybody else is able to go with, though. I was worried about myself and the finish being where I was, but we get 3 guys into this last little move. Shoot, this is the time you want to kind of move forward positionally. Flat. Too flat. You want to be right behind this guy, right? So let's move up a spot. Let's try to move Howard up 2 spots if we can. Move Ortega up and then follow that. For me, I won't worry about it. Alright, sprint finish. Okay, Howard makes the move. And we want to move him as far forward as he can get. Right now into the lead. Campbell, able to also go the distance. Does he have anything left to sprint? So we end up 8 with the same time at the finish line. I've got 3 of those 8, which is going to put us in a great position for the GC, and apparently we might have picked up a stage win here. Let's not burn that last attack energy. We're already losing time, but let's go ahead and cross the line up here where we can. Save that 1 attack energy towards the next 2 stages and towards recovery. Howard has claimed the stage. Nobody has passed him, so that's awesome. We're going to pick up some bonus points for that. And Howard leads overall. Campbell and Ortega both pick up that same time bonus, so that's 8 riders with only 5 competitors left on same time. Only a small drop, though. It's relatively close. It was just a sprint stage. You can see my character's half a turn behind, sitting in 18th. Definitely not in a bad place as we go to begin stage number 2. And stage number 2 is built for Ortega, really. Howard maybe, but Ortega especially, as we have 2 climbs, and that second climb is pretty significant. I think that's going to split the field, but Ortega with his descending ability is going to be in a good place for that finish. That last little flat section I don't think is going to matter. I think you're going to be coming off of this descent straight into the finish, so that's going to give him a little bonus chance, though he's not a sprinter. We've already guaranteed 20 points. We're going to wear the jersey for a day, so we'll at least get some points there. Actually, we're going to wear the leader's jersey and the sprint jersey, right? Do we get credit for both? First climb of the day already behind us. We're preparing for the second climb as we're coming off the descent and into the slightly downhill, flattish area in preparation for the next climb. We have a front group of 9. I have 2 riders here, Howard and Ortega. I decided to conserve some energy with my character, and I dropped Campbell back with him to make sure we pull that group back. And now at this point, actually, it's 19 riders that are here trying to regain contact with these front 9. Campbell, the one who is covering that ground with my character kind of resting at the moment as they look for recovery. Part of me is tempted to kind of sit up and let the front 9 go away, seeing, you know, the potential advantages of doing something along those lines, but it looks like I can bridge that gap now and be back on par right before we begin the climb. And now's probably a good time to get back up there, so we're going to bring it back in. Alright, now it's important we start coming forward. There's only 3 riders at the front, but I do expect that this climb is going to split the field, and we're already right on it, on the brink. Campbell, I'm going to hang on to the back for now, let him just follow, but I'm nervous about bringing my character forward. I'm going to follow with my character and just keep those front 2 on the attack for this one. Let my character kind of hang with and kind of just go with the flow. Alright, we are going well up the climb so far. So making a bold move to come out here. Four energy for everybody. Peloton of 28, completely intact. A little under halfway up the climb. That's a lot of climbing still to go. But this field will guaranteed be split before the top. We're looking at 10% mountain. That's a steep gradient. It's a -4. That's why we're looking at a 3 here. Howard with some hurting in the legs, but he can get through it. Ortega, same. Able to go with the move. We're looking at very much a split peloton now. Will we be able to follow? We do. Okay. It's enough of a peloton to count. So everybody's up there, and we're going to make it. All 4 riders. Now just 21 left, and we're also approaching the top already. Howard, Ortega, ready to go. Campbell, I'm going to wait until we get to the top to come forward. Same with my character, but looks like we're in good shape. Will we make it over the top? We do. Howard, it's taken a fair bit out of him, but he is in good shape. He's fine. Not worried about the king of the mountain points here. We're thinking about the overall. Okay, Campbell's going to make the top, as will I. And we're down to 19 now, as a couple more dropped off. This flat section's going to go by pretty quick, I think. High tempo, second stage in a row. Really pushing this thing out. My character's not going to last much longer following this. We're down to 18. More riders dropped. One more rider dropped anyway. The descent's going to be a little easier to keep up with. Yep, now you're seeing a lot of riders coming forward. Ready to go for the finish. We're in a strong position already. But can we hang on? The high tempo continues to eliminate some riders. Howard and Ortega easily able to go with, though. And somebody has pushed ahead. Bernardi has pushed ahead. Campbell just doesn't have the attack energy. I think I have to kind of just hang on with Campbell and my character as best we can. Two more riders are dropped. Campbell, this is the end of his attack energy. So he will only keep up that one more turn. My character, meanwhile, will have 1 attack energy left. And we're coming up on the finish. Those two do hang on for it. They'll have a slight advantage. It's 11 chasing 2. We're going to lose a tiny amount of time. Could vault them into the lead. Oh, Campbell. Look at Campbell. Campbell able to follow a big move. And there are splits, by the way. In fact, my two guys miss out a little bit. So the riders at the back able to be vaulted, launched, go even further. So we actually kind of miss out on that one, even more so than expected. It's going to cost us a little bit of time. I thought we had a strong position. Okay, well, Howard's 10 points places him second. Bernardi has 11. Bernardi has taken the leader's jersey, so we are not in the lead any longer. We're going to have some work to do for the final stage, it looks like. We are now 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th overall. Looks really good for the overall. I mean, we're at a great place, and it's super tight. My character, 3/4 of a turn behind, but the top 8 are all within a quarter turn of each other. Bernardi with that slight lead. We've got a great shot at getting some sort of result in the final stage. And we join up halfway through this final stage, a one-man breakaway, a little further up the hill as we begin the longest climb. The steeper climb is the one to follow, but we've already seen our first split as we have 5 riders just off the back on our last turn. Now we have the rest pushing on, and you can see we're already starting to experience some splits here as we go in pursuit of that one rider who is up the road. Right now I have a single rider to the front group, and then I have everybody else in P2 ready to move forward, but still kind of hanging on at this point. I mean, we haven't had a decisive moment where the field is really starting to split. It's more about riders getting dropped off than attacks coming, and so we're trying to conserve a little more energy, but I did bring Campbell forward, though I did not put him in the relay. So we're in the third and final stage of this race, and it's also the longest one at just shy of 300 nodes. I think the wear and tear and the fact that it is a continental race, that it's a lower level race, I think could have an impact on the outcome here, that we're going to see a lot more riders dropping off than just, the 21 that we're at right now. And since we're approaching the top, I'm going to go ahead and hold everybody back in this group, but not drop them back to P3. No point in doing that when we're going to have to bring them right back forward here in just a moment. Felt it was pretty obvious on where we were headed next, so I decided that one last turn to keep them at the back, and then we'll start scooting them forward. Now 22 riders as one rider regains contact. I'll keep myself back a little bit further as I really don't have the attack energy. We'll just try to hang on as best we can. But here we go. Final climb of the race. Looks like we can make it in about 2 turns. And you can see Campbell could actually bridge the gap all the way to Lucas Frank. But I'm okay staying with the main group for now. With that, we're down to 19 riders in contention. Campbell, the only one working at the front. He's not going to last much longer. He will drop off. It's bound to put him outside of the top 10, but that's okay. We're going to focus on the teammates right now. There we go. Final move of the race. Campbell is going to cross the line first, but that's not how this thing works. You can see others move past him easily. Ortega able to follow this group. And move up a fair few positions. Howard not able to go any further, though. He'll have to follow that group and move up as far as he can. Oh, that was next turn. Okay. So Bernardi's going to take the stage. Howard was third on the stage. Ortega was fourth. So we do get a good result there. But without time gaps, or very many time gaps, I think times are going to largely be the same as what they were. So what do the final results end up coming out as? Well, let's see. We are 4th, 5th, 6th, and 8th for the race. That is pretty dang good overall. We just missed the podium, but we get 2 guys in the top 5. We get all 4 in the top 10. Yeah, that's a good ride. That is a good ride. In terms of points classification, we were 2nd overall. Howard with 13. KOM not involved. We picked up a single point in that classification, but that is going to be worth a fair few points. You can see we add another 160 prestige. The actual prestige point game was 108. Sponsor focus not there, so we get 54. It brings us a bit further along, giving us a grand total of 453 points for the season. Well above the 334 that we needed, about 120 points clear. So that's good. That is definitely good, because it looked for a while like we weren't going to make it at all. So that was refreshing to hit that target quite comfortably there at the end. That was a nice little result. I mean, I wasn't able to springboard Howard into anything fantastic, but as a non-climber, getting him through that 2nd stage, getting him through that 3rd stage, unscathed was good. Ortega, as the climber, was hoping for more, but the climbs didn't split the field. They weren't bad enough. It was just a little hilly, and we didn't finish with any of them. And then Campbell with that nice little result, stage 2, that boosted him up the field. And my character kind of just hanging on, surviving, and, pulling a few points at least. He did get, 15 points for finishing in 8th. So that's always a good result. That is not only it for this episode, for this season, but it is going to do it for this series, as the audience has continually been dropping off as it goes along. It is a fun little game, but it's just a fun little game, is how I see it. It does have some replayability. It is a decent little game to be involved in, and I have enjoyed it while it's lasted. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.